Hi, I'm Joe Walensky, and I'm the program manager for ConveyUX, and that's Seattle's annual user experience conference. We've been doing it for, 7 years, going into our 8th year, coming up March 3rd, 4th, and 5th in downtown Seattle. It's produced by Blink, and we're really excited to be doing the event. Once again, we have the most speakers that we've ever had, and I get a chance to talk to most of them. Today, I am talking with Dr. Dimeji Onofuwa. How are you doing today, Dimeji?
I am doing great, Joe.
Well, I'm usually at our Blink headquarters office in downtown Seattle, but today I'm remote in Chicago. Well, where are you talking to us from?
So I'm talking to you from a conference room in Microsoft in Redmond. So yes.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and the things that you're doing at Microsoft?
Yeah, so Joe, I'm really excited about ConveyUX because it touches on, the conference touches on the things that I care about. I have some sort of a mixed background. So I started my work as a designer, and I ran a design studio for almost a decade, and then shifted into research. And I actually have a PhD from Carnegie Mellon in design, and I've been working at the intersections of user experience, inclusivity, and collectivism. So I looked at microeconomic theory around sharing resources and collaboration and how that overlaps with user experience design.
How does that translate into the things that you do at Microsoft on a day-by-day or weekly basis? Are there any certain activities that you're regularly involved in, or is it changing all the time?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So at Microsoft, I've been working in the space of reimagining the employee experience. So my direct focus is, without shedding too much information on the details of it, is looking at how might Microsoft build the future of work, and what does that look like, and how might we equip Microsoft employees to work better? How do they define productivity? What are the tools that they use to ensure that they're productive, and what are the potential pain points that they have? What are the workarounds that they use? And how does that touch on their end-to-end experience as they engage in Microsoft campuses?
I know you're also involved in community building outside of Microsoft, so maybe talk about some of your volunteerism efforts.
Oh yeah, so outside of Microsoft, I work in many spaces. I sit on a couple of boards that are design-oriented or technology-oriented. But then more importantly, my pet project, if I might call it that, is I was recently a co-founder for a collective of designers and researchers called Common Cause Collective, based in Seattle. And the goal of Common Cause is to actually find mutual interest across the different design disciplines as it comes to solving big problems. So how do we solve wicked problems by employing the designerly way of knowing things and approaching problems?
Well, we should talk about your session at the conference as well. The title is What Inclusion Really Means, a pluriversal approach to user experience. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the whole idea of pluriversality came out of the space of decoloniality and decolonial theory. And a gentleman by the name of Arturo Escobar, a really fascinating fellow, wrote a book called Designs for the Pluriverse. And he was making the argument that for you to be fully inclusive, or for you to engage with the world in which you live as a designer or a researcher, one of the best ways to do that is inclusion by acknowledgement of difference. And so he used a term called a world where multiple worlds exist. So acknowledging the worlds that exist and then tapping into ensuring that those worlds are allowed to flourish through your efforts and your approach to your to design research. I find his work fascinating, and I think one of the things that he does is that he positions this as those are the important skills of a future designer and a future design researcher as well. And I feel like it's an important topic to bring to the fray. So I've done some explorations as a design researcher in the space of understanding, bringing all other cultural understandings into my approach to my work in a way that it informs the discipline better.
Well, it's certainly a topic area that I hadn't been familiar with, and I'm always is exciting to explore new areas. So I'll look forward to hearing you talk about this at the conference, and you'll have a relatively short visit or short trip over to downtown Seattle.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it too.
and thanks for taking the time to chat with me a little bit.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.